Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Pendulum, our weekly political program on Lagos television. I am Ajibola Ojeshola. This week on the program, we'll be looking at the quest for a new constitution for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We have had it at different fora that so many interest groups are complaining about the 1999 constitution as amended, saying that it was not the people's constitution, but the one that was forced on us by the military on their way out of power in 1999. But the question now is, what kind of constitution do we actually desire as a country, or should we continue to go the way of the National Assembly, wherein they do periodic amendment and adjustment of the constitution, or we should have the like of an example of what we had in 2014 when President Goodluck Jonathan was in charge of the affairs of the country. So the question now is, if people are complaining that the 1999 constitution is not by the people of Nigeria and is not really serving the interests of the country, then what kind of constitution do we desire as a country? What should be the content of the constitution? And how solid should the constitution be to actually reflect the interests of all major groups in Nigeria? That will be our focus on the Pendulum this afternoon. But before our conversation starts, we need to go on a very short break to bring you the summary of political development in the country. Up next is In the Polity on the Pendulum. We'll be right back. Thank you for staying tuned. You're still watching The Pendulum, our weekly political program on Lagos television. And again, today we'll be looking at a quest for a brand new constitution for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Presently, as we speak, we're using the 1999 constitution, which, according to the words of some people, was forced on us in 1999 when the military government handed over to the administration of President Olusegun Obasanjo then, but there are lamentations here and there that this particular constitution is not the people's constitution and is not really serving the interests of the country. So people are agitating now and they are calling for a new constitution to serve as a guiding book for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So we'll be looking at this together this afternoon with Barrister Shakiru Omolaja, who joins us virtually this afternoon. Good afternoon, Barrister Omolaja. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for having me.
Okay, I think my first question this afternoon will be, do you believe in the present 1999 Constitution as amended? Because it starts with we, the people of Nigeria.
No, that is the usual fraud with all constitutions drafted and given to us by the military. And I think I can really say that we have never really had what we call in constitutional drafting autochthonous constitution, that is a homegrown constitution, a constitution truly made by the people, for the people. We say it is not autochthonous, it is not homegrown. The present 1999 constitution was bequeathed to us by General Abdulsalam Abubakar, a military ruler. He picked some persons, he handpicked as a matter of fact, not that there was a plebiscite or a constitutional togetherness to now decide who shall represent us in the drafting of this constitution. And those ones have not given us what we are working with today. Remember, we had the 1979 Constitution. We had the 1989 Constitution that never saw the light of the day under Abacha. Now, the 1999 Constitution. This Constitution is certainly not made by Nigerians for Nigerians. So, the usual expression, we, the people, having done this and therefore giving to ourselves, it is a lie that every lawyer smiles act when we are confronted with it. This is not our constitution. This is a constitution that has been foisted on us by a military regime. Now we are in a democracy. No better time to have a truly autochthonous, homegrown people's constitution. So that's what we need now.
Okay, beyond the fact that this particular constitution of 1999 was given to us by the military, which was headed then by General Abdulsalami Abubakar, retired, like you rightly mentioned. But looking at this constitution as we speak, we have seen series of amendments and reviews coming from members of the National Assembly. Is that not enough to tweak the constitution in such a way that it will cater for the interests of all the ethnic groups and, of course, major stakeholders in the country?
The last time I checked, the House of Representatives alone had as much as 80 amendments to the present constitution. There are 80 bills for the amendment of this constitution. And I do not know whether you are following the social media fraud of how some persons are already created states and have allocated states carved out from so many parts of the country. States from the north, from the east, from the south, from the west. What we are saying here is the present constitution must be done away with completely. I am tempted again to speak my language, for which I'm very proud. The Yorubas will tell you, "Ẹni tó worry ahun, tó wẹ́sẹ̀ ahun, odindi ahun ló máa rà." The man who wants the head of the tortoise, the fingers of the tortoise, and some other parts of the tortoise for whatever he wants to do, will of necessity will have to buy a whole tortoise. This constitution, where shall we begin to talk about its amendments? Is it in the regionalism? Is it in the judiciary? Is it in the state police? Is it in the economy of the country? Therefore, this, let me say, cosmetic arrangements, this cosmetic approach, these debates will not solve the problem that we are having constitutionally. We must sit down and be brutally honest with ourselves. This constitution is not helping anybody. Now, I do not know whether I answered the question.
Not really. If we are saying that we should have a fresh constitution, members of the National Assembly will tell you that, okay, they are in the chambers of the National Assembly representing their people, representing their constituents. And of course, instead of bringing everybody together in a round table, they can actually speak for their people owing to the kind of engagements and series of conversations that they have had with them.
I agree with your observation. It is a fair comment. We already have them. I am not suggesting that, for example, we should go to Jankara, pick people to amend the constitution, or go to Katangwa, or go to Kano Market. No, we already have legislators in the National Assembly, the House of Rep, the Senate. Let these ones, let us assume that they are all there on our mandate. They should not come together and agree that the present constitution, the various amendments, the pieces of amendments can really not fix this country. No. Let us agree. I need to repeat myself. I am not calling for a new election because that has always been part of the argument. Okay, we say we are going to have a new constitution. Who shall be the representatives? Because it cannot be a Portuguese parliament where everybody goes to the parliament to go and shout. We, of necessity, must have representatives. Therefore, let those who are there now, there's no part of this country that does not have a representation, a representative in the National Assembly. The senators are from each, at least you have 3 senators from each state of the country, and you have a senator representing the Federal Capital Territory. So we have enough spread, and the House of Rep, by way of our population and the geographical spread, everybody is represented. Let this one sit down according to their states. What are the interests of the people of your state? What are the interests of the people of your region? That would be a way to start. But to insist that this present constitution is what we shall continue to work with, no, we are going nowhere. Maybe we can begin to look at some of the specific things that we really need urgently to address, that everybody knows we must address. Can I go on?
Okay, so what are those key elements that you think the new constitution should have, and what are the problems that we are facing as a country that you think is as a result of this 1999 constitution, which was forced on us by the military?
See, the first problem, and the most difficult problem of this present constitution is the pretense that Nigeria can be successfully governed, can be successfully tackled, can be successfully managed by one state, by one policing system. The federal police is a huge joke. They cannot manage the security of this country. And remember, when there's no security, again, I apologize, but the Badu, when there's no security, nobody can dare do anything. The judiciary will not work, the economy will not work, the executive will not work. In a situation where banditry, kidnapping, armed robbery, well, armed robbery is in a way giving way to kidnapping and banditry now. But there are also forms of illegality, violence against the state. Let us tackle, as a matter of urgency, the security of this country. Look at great nations of the world. Look at how much they are budgeting, they are voting from each national budget for the security of their states. Therefore, my appeal to those who are in power, to our legislators, let us go by way of not just state policing. We need state policing. We need the federal police now, the Nigeria Police Force, to be unbundled entirely. There should be no pretense about it. Then we need state policing. Then under state policing, we must have local government policing. From local government policing, we must have what? Neighborhood policing. Remember, it takes a thief to trace a thief. Look at what happened during the Boston Marathon in America. Two brothers bombed the runners to catch them. Look at the strata of policing that was involved, or that were involved. FBI was involved. CIA was involved. State police, as even university police. They have forgotten the name of that town. Maybe Watertown. All this strata of policing were involved until somebody saw them in a canoe. That person relayed the information to the local police. The local police contacted the state contacted FBI, and they were not. Imagine if they left it only just to the FBI. Maybe those boys will never have been caught. How many jailbreaks have we had in this country? How many prisoners who were properly convicted, who were in prison, who have broken their jails, who are now walking free? Because we are pretending, as far as the security of this country is concerned. Let us also be honest enough to look at the great example of Amoteku in Ondo State. The people of Ondo, we tell you, if you have anybody there, that if there's anything good that ever happened to them in this century, and under the regime of our brother, with the Lord Almighty, grant him peace, Arakuni Akeredolu, not him Akeredolu, it was the initiative of providing the Amoteku Corps, which a good number of the Western states kicked into. And today, I am not saying it is who yet. I'm not saying it is perfect. But look at the rate of success that they are recording.
So in drafting a new constitution now, you believe that we should decentralize our policing system. That is one.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
let us look at those who are also saying that the president and even the executive generally should have a single term of 6 years, and those who are saying that we should also wipe out that area of our constitution which says that we should continue to use quota system.
See, I agree with one, I completely disagree with the other. Vehemently. I disagree with the suggestion that let us limit it to a single term of 6 years. Either 6 years, either 4 years, or 4 years with the possibility of another 4 years. All we want is what is the quality of the person occupying the office. For how long was Yar'Adua, the president of this country, that he impacted our lives so much? So much. How long was he there? Late Murtala Ramat Mohammed in 1975 to 76. How long was he in power that he impacted our lives so much? The late Muhammadu Buhari, as a military ruler, for how long was he in power? For less than 2 years. He impacted our lives so much. So the issue of 6 years or not 6 years, no. That is not the problem. The problem is who is occupying the office.
Okay.
What political wherewithal, what political strength, what political capital is it bringing to the administration of this country? And the second part of the question, please remind me.
The one about quota system.
Oh, sure.
Many believe that it's not creating a level playing field for everybody.
I beg, leave them. There must always be quota system. Another name for quota system, there must always be rotation, regionalism. If you insisted on saying only on merit, hey, my brother, the country will be damaged. You can be sure that not everybody can score 380 over 400. But at least across the country, we can have people who can score at least 200, 250, 280. You have to graduate it. Because if you were to say that it is only those who have merit, you can be sure that some persons will so perfect the system that it is only people from their region that will appear to be meritorious. And I ask you this question. I will ask you this question mischievously. Do you know of any part of this country that does not have the political material to lead Nigeria? Is it the South people? Is it the Eastern people, the Southeast? Is it the West? Or is it the North? And when we must insist that there must be a quota system for 27 years. 27 years, that is 3 decades minus 3. A part of this country was dominating the judiciary. When it was the time of Onogen to become, or he actually became the CJN of this country. How did they treat him? They stormed his house, accused him of wrongdoing. They disgraced him thoroughly. Today, Honorable Justice Onogen, retired, has been vindicated by the courts. So, let nobody fool us. There must be quota system. Assuming in admitting people to LASU, our own Lagos State University, and you don't want to look at catchment area, you don't want to look at people who are educationally disadvantaged and whatever, you can be sure that some persons will forever be a Molanke pusher, wheelbarrow pusher. You must encourage people who even appear to be weak. Ordinarily. If not, just a minute, please, just a minute. If not for the configuration of the stars, how would our father, Goodluck, Ebele, Jonathan, how would he have emerged as a president of this country from a minority Ijaw nation? So, by all means, rotation of power, quota system must be maintained. It is actually part of the constitution now. I think in section 14, it says that whatever office is available under the government of Nigeria or a state or local government, it shall reflect all the constituents of that state. So it's such that when you are appointing commissioners in Lagos State, you will appoint from Badagry, you will appoint from Ikorodu, you appoint from Ekpe, you appoint from Mushi, you appoint from Isaleko. You will not say that only people from Lagos Island are intelligent. Or only people from Agege are intelligent. You must spread it. There must be cohesion. There must be togetherness.
And fairness.
You cannot say only a group is good enough. No.
Okay.
That is a political fraud.
All right. Now that you're saying that we indeed need a new constitution as a country, many will put the question back to you that is this not going to be another jamboree? You know, remember we had the Pronaco conference then, and during the time of President Goodluck Jonathan, we had a confab that was in 2014 or thereabouts, and the outcome of that confab was not implemented up until now. So is it not going to be another jamboree or effort in futility if we are calling for another constitution as we speak? But you have to spare me some minutes. I need to go on a very short break now. When we come back, you'll be answering those questions. It's still the Pendulum on Lagos Television. Do stay with us. We'll be back.
Present 1999 Constitution, as amended, is not such a constitution. It was not democratically formulated. It was instead imposed on the country through a decree by the military administration.
The existing structure established by the 1999 Constitution has consistently proven to be inadequate in effectively addressing the core issues related to governance, equity, inclusion, and national cohesion.
We must return to the people. We must get rid of this unity system and instead the federal system of governance that our founding fathers had agreed to. True federalism must be guaranteed maximum autonomy to the federating units. Cost of politics must be brought down to open space for inclusiveness and real leadership. Unicameral legislature with ministers appointed only from elected representatives must be reinstated. Present 1999 Constitution, as amended, is not such a constitution. It was not democratically formulated. It was instead imposed on the country through a decree by the military administration.
The existing structure established by the 1999 Constitution has consistently proven to be inadequate in effectively addressing the core issues related to governance, equity, inclusion, and national cohesion.
We must return to the people. We must get rid of this unity system and instead the federal system of governance that our founding fathers had agreed to. True federalism must be guaranteed maximum autonomy to the federating units. Cost of politics must be brought down to open space for inclusiveness and real leadership. Unicameral legislature with ministers appointed only from elected representatives must be reinstated.
Okay, you're welcome back. Those were the sound bites of Chief Emeka Anyaoku and, of course, Senator Gbenga Daniel sharing their perspective on the need for us to have a new constitution in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a constitution that will cater for the interests and needs of every part of the country. So if their call is going to see the light of the day is another question entirely. Unfortunately, Barrister Shaki Romolaja would not be able to join us again because of the network. The network is pretty bad this afternoon. But the call for a new constitution has been mentioned at different fora in the country, and people are really looking forward to that time where we are going to have that constitution that will reflect the needs and the aspirations of Nigerians. Remember that we had one during the time of Pronaco. I can't remember the year now. And of course, that of 2014, when President Goodluck Jonathan was in charge of the country. It was in 2014, and different interest groups were gathered. Of course, they sat together, and they came up with suggestions as to the kind of constitution that we should have as a country. But up until now, that particular report of that 2014 confab has not seen the light of the day. So this new call, is it going to be an effort in futility, or we should continue to stick with that periodic review and amendment coming from the members of the National Assembly? Where exactly do we go as a country in terms of our call for a new constitution is the big question this afternoon. We thank you very much for being part of the Pendulum this week. Do remember to join us again next Thursday at 3 p.m. when we shall discuss another topic entirely in the polity. My name is Ajibola Ojoshola. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.
The Conversation.